This year Cannonball is all about safety and responsibility. The NYPD are safe, we're responsible, we want you to be. It's not about the speed, it's not about how quick you get there, it's how safe you get there. Now be responsible, Cannonballers, enjoy the trip. The NYPD are going to be there, we're going to be looking out for you. Be responsible, all right?
Cannonball started for me 2007 as a fundraising idea I had for a charity that I was introduced to by my mum and sister, Bardstown. So one day I came home and I seen my mum quite upset over a child who was seriously ill, who had painted a picture, and I said that day I'd do something for that charity. It was just one of those moments when I walked into that kitchen and I said, someday I will do it. I parked it, I kept going back to it, and there was a moment in 2009 where I was going away for a weekend and I said, if I take my diary, I plan Cannonball. If I leave my diary behind, I won't. So I took my diary and I wrote up a massive to-do list, and I phoned a few friends to help out, and I knew instantly I could get 30 cars, 40 cars, and we hadn't a clue what we were letting ourselves in for. It was a huge success in many ways. We had a heat wave that weekend. We pulled favours from friends and suppliers and pulled it off, and we managed to pull 137. So it was the first Cannonball was organised very, very quickly.
I've always called it the 4 C's. So you've got the cars, you've got the charity, you've got the characters, and then you've got the crack. And there's very few events that bring those 4 elements together. But when you head off for the first time cannonballers, as we call them, virgin cannonballers, when they roll into Killarney or they roll into Wexford Town or roll into Westport, and there's like 15, 20,000 people waiting for you with the cameras going and the phones taking photographs, and just a massive welcome. Like everybody who's done it for the first time, and I ask them, well, what do you think of that? They're just completely blown away.
Hey guys, it's Kamal here and we're at Cannonball 2018. It's the 10th year anniversary. We're at the starting line, about 10 minutes away from the green light. I'm outside Malahide Castle. We're going to go meet some drivers and some guests, so follow me. Introduce us to this wonderful family.
Family trips. This is my wife Joanne.
Hello Joanne.
And makeup artist.
Yeah.
My daughter Megan.
Hi.
And Matthew.
Hi.
Guys, I got a question. Is this how your dad dresses every day?
No.
No, just for the special occasion.
This morning was the first time they've actually seen me in it. I was thinking the Queen of Cannonball Awards possibility. So it's an event of first. So like it's my first Cannonball. It's the first time passing €1 million to children's charities, and it'd be the first time that transvestite would pull off the Queen of Cannonball.
Well, we were setting the bar quite high.
So we're going to give it a shot.
1, 2, 3. Is this your daily attire?
Absolutely, every day.
And what are you driving now for the Cannonball?
BMW M4.
BMW M4. Oh, I don't know now. Compared to all these Lamborghinis, where does that sit in the pile?
Well done.
I'll tell you, on a normal day, it's pretty nice. Tell me, I'm going to ask you a question. How many years have you come with the Cannonball?
This is my 4th year.
Your 4th year.
Yeah.
What keeps bringing you back?
Just the fun and enjoyment of the weekend. It's a great weekend out. Something different every year, isn't there?
Yeah.
The cars, everything else is great. So.
A colourful man, a colourful day, a colourful event. We'll see you guys later on.
The first Cannonball, I was trying to encourage as many people as possible to dress up, to inject that fun theme into it, because like raising money for charity should be fun, and not dragging people along with you. So I knew my role was going to be liaising with the Gardaí, so I felt that maybe I should maybe join forces with them, and I knew then I had to get the Cannonballers into their cars and get them moving from stop to stop. So I needed to bring a bit of authority to that, maybe put it in a fun way. And at the time my brother was living in Munich, and I was over there visiting him, and I seen these Polizei cars and the German policemen. A character was born, so I was Jürgen, and then my friend Dan, who comes, he became Hans. and we were two German police officers from a place called Heidelberg in Bavaria. And then I get totally into character for the whole weekend. So put on the German accents and, raus die schnell and jawohl, Cannonballers, are you ready to roll? And the Cannonballers love it, so much so that on several Cannonballs, when people were informed on the Sunday evening, Jurgens is actually Irish from Naas, County Kildare. He's not from, the state of Bavaria in Germany. They're actually very, very shocked and quite disappointed.
German engineering.
Okay, hey guys, it's Kamal here, and I'm at the starting line for the Cannonball 2018. It's the 10th year anniversary, and it's at Malahide Castle and Gardens. The starting line is up. We were about 5 minutes before we go. I was going to say go live, but get on the road, and we've got all the kids here in the background making loads of noise. And like I said, we're going to drop flag in about, I'd say, 3 or 4 minutes. As you can see behind me, we've got the dancers coming down, photographers. We've got the Celtic Warrior up behind us. It's all about to go down, but we're going to get in the cars before we go, and I'll see you guys on the road.
Okay, Jeremy Emmett, and I'm from Solihull in the West Midlands. This is a Resvani Tank X. It's got the Hellcat engine in it. It's a 6.2 litre supercharged engine. It's got thermal night vision. It's got tack dispenser, electrified door handles. It does 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds. It has 37-inch wheels, and it goes well. I think it ticks all the boxes for me. It's just a good fun vehicle. It's not particularly quick, top speed, but that's not what this car's about. It's about the theatre, the drama, just enjoying cars, being a petrol head. It's just great to do. So this is my third Cannonball run. The first year I did it dressed as the Hulk in an Aston Martin DBS. The second year I did it in an Aston Martin GT8 with the Batman theme. And this year I've done Captain America in the Resvani tank. I do it, I always do kind of Marvel because I think the kids really like it. I don't try and take myself too seriously when I do it because I like to do it. We raise money for the kids and entertain them. And I am a big kid, so that helps.
We normally take off on bumps like this in this car. Right. Because it's the GT, the suspension is quite soft and we can ride those bumps, whereas if we were in a Lamborghini there, we would have just gone bang. So on roads like that, I can get a bit more distance on another car. I'm Sarah Howard, I'm from Newark in Nottinghamshire in the UK, and I'm driving an Aston Martin GBS Lante. I've had it remapped, so it's got running at 560 brake horsepower now. And when I come down the gears, she pops and bangs, which I love, absolutely love. Quite a few years ago, we saw an advert on the internet. Cannonball were doing a European road trip. So we started doing it, and for a couple of years, we came in a car, we did fancy dress, and then I thought, let's go one better. Let's dress the car up and wrap the car up as well. So for 2 or 3 years, I was saying to my other half, we need to wrap a pink, we need to do something pink. He's going, I'm not driving around in a pink car. 2 years. He was like, no way. Then he said, let's do it. So we wrapped pink, and we had so much fun in her. But the next year we wrapped her white, and we didn't get the same. The crowds weren't like, oh, where's the pink car? We couldn't see the pink car. And ever since that day, I've kept pink. Everything about this car is centred on the Cannonball. Everything, the colour, the stickers I keep on all year round. I do track days with all the stickers on. I have people asking about it. We've actually had so many of our friends who we've spoken about it join the Cannonball as well. So it's such a great thing to bring everybody together. And I love the work they do for the charity is unbelievable. There's one in the UK, and it is for children with terminal diseases. And I went 2 years ago, and a young gentleman came out who's about 16 with terminal cancer. And of all the cars in the car park, the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, he said, can I sit in this? And it was pink at the time. And he sat in it and he said, would you take me for a drive? And the nurses said, no, we don't do that, you can't do that. And in the end they said yes. So I took him out on the road and we were driving and I am useless at directions. And turned me round, I'm hopeless. And we went down the road, turned round, and I couldn't remember how to get back. And we kept driving down this road, so I turned round, drove back again, and I ended up ringing somebody, and this lad that had sat there in silence all the time said to me, you go down there and turn left. And I said to him, you know where we're going? He said, yeah, but I was enjoying it so much. And when I went back the next year, he had passed away, sadly, and that really affected me. Yeah, that was quite sad.
That moment when I was introduced to Barrettstown, there was something in me that said I wanted to do something. I had a personal goal back then to raise $1 million. The awareness I wanted to raise for the charities was equally as important. And I knew that if you see a red Ferrari driving down a local town or a village, you'll turn and you'll look. So you put graphics on that and branding on that, and then suddenly there's a lot of attention on that car. So the awareness is equally as important as the money that we've raised for the charity. So over the years, we've done it for Barrettstown, Laura Lynn, Make-A-Wish, Create a House, and recently Childline.
Mum's always going on about having a backup plan. For the use of a Get your hands up! Do it! Come on! He hits me. Strong man, yeah? I can't stop it. Strong! Oh, just...
Please leave me alone.
Come on, strong man! Yeah? Huh? I need a way out.
If you can imagine 350,000 calls a year, of which we can answer about 80% of them. The more volunteers we have, the more we can answer. And more kids are going online as well. So there's about 30,000 active chats online in addition to the phone calls. Kids ring for all sorts of reasons. Children just ring just to have a chat because they feel they can't talk to their siblings, they may not talk to their parents or friends. They just ring for a chat to talk about any issues. Those issues could be, I don't like the communion dress my mother's buying me, to I'm experiencing some issues of bullying in school, and then some really serious issues around sexual abuse, domestic violence. So the whole basis around this type of service is that it's non-judgmental. We're not a counselling service. So the whole control is within the child. They decide what they want to talk about. And really what it's doing is it's building resilience in young children so that when they go out of school or they go into college or whatever life they do, they've learned to cope with a lot of life's difficulties. So we get about 1,000 calls a day. I suppose just to put the importance of fundraising for Childline in perspective and the part Cannonball plays, we're now able to train volunteers and supervisors to keep Childline open between the hours of 10 and 4. So the Cannonball and the people behind that raising 45 to 50,000 euros means that we can keep that open.
I'm a numbers person, so I like to know that if we raise 100,000, that's going to grant, 25 wishes or 20 wishes. So I suppose there's 25 children, who've got a wish granted. Maybe there's, 100 children who got counselling because of some of the money we raised in another year.
I got involved in the charity end of it then. I think it was the second or the third year we were doing for Barrettstown, and I was watching their volunteers collecting, and they were volunteers, but they weren't very good they weren't getting a lot of money, so they were sort of just walking past and shaking the bucket, but they weren't making any eye contact. So I got a couple to the one side and sort of talked to them, and then I went with them, and The first year they lifted something like 3,000 or 4,000, and that year they lifted over 10,000. So that's how I got involved. And now I sort of, with myself and Emily Barn and Mickey Gleeson, we're the three that have been there from it started. And we do very well. We've lifted a lot of money for charity, but we have a great team with us. We have about 10 collectors, and they're absolutely brilliant. And what I love about it, the drivers of these cars, they're not the type of people, don't touch my car. They open the cars, the children hop in, get photographs taken. There's no, they're just a lovely bunch of lads. They leave their hair down for the weekend and they love it. For example, down in Ballymaloe, we came out from lunch, and there was a man and his wife, or man and partner, whatever. They are standing beside one of the cars, or a red Ferrari that it happened to be. And so I said to him, get the young fella. The young fella was sort of very badly physically handicapped and sort of shaken. And so I said to him, and he said, the mother said, he doesn't show any feelings, there's no point. So then the driver of the car and the photographer happened to come up. So he opened the car, and I said it again. So the father lifted the child, sort of, he was strapped in with about 3 straps. And so he threw him over his shoulder, like type of thing, and he got him into the car. And they put his hands up on the steering wheel, and the young fella smiled. So that was just a nice part of the thing. So loads of little stories like that along the way, which was nice, like, you know what I mean,
Every charity that we've done it from, and there's been many. There's been Laura Lynn, and there's been Make a Wish, and there's a number of different ones. It brings you back to reality. So not only are we going around the country having fun and having great crack, you understand that some of your money that you put into it is going to great causes, and that in itself makes you feel even better, because people come out and see you, and you see the people throwing money into the buckets, and you're like I actually can see that's changing lives, because we get to talk to the chair people of these societies, and we get to watch the videos about how it affects people and the good causes that we're going to do.
There's very few events where you're going to have the Hulk, and you're going to have Captain America and Batman and Robin, and so we say some. Of course, we have the usual nuns and priests, and this year we had the Pope, who stole the show literally in his Pope-mobile. And when people see that, it just brings out such joy, particularly for children, and of course that ties in very nicely with the charities, because we tend to focus on children's charities. So basically, it's like big kids doing things for little kids.
Hey guys, it's Kamal here, and we're in Wexford Town on the Quays. We're on the finish line. It's been a crazy 3 days. We have broken the €1 million mark. We've got 180 super cars coming down here. We've thousands of people around. The energy is electric. The atmosphere is amazing. If you like cars, you do not want to go anywhere, we're going to see you very soon.
I suppose Cannonball is 10 years old now, and there's a good foundation there. There's an awful lot of loyal support. I'd love to see it going for another 10 years. The Irish event, there's something magical about it. There's something, there's an energy about it that it's very hard to explain till you experience it.
Everybody just loves the event, and it makes them feel really good. Not only seeing all these amazing cars and meeting great new people, building new friendships, but also seeing that all the money that they contribute is going to a fantastic charity, and just people are just walking on air for the 3 days. And the worst thing about Cannonball is the Monday after the event, because we're all extremely depressed, and it's kind of weird when you're driving home and you're beeping your car and you're waving at all these people on the street and they're saying what's going on, because that's what you've been doing all weekend, and it's very hard to get out of that habit of waving at everybody while you're driving along. So like the Cannonball really stands for a lot, and until you've actually done it, it's very hard for people to understand how fantastic it is.